All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today to hear more about our convention that we have really reimagined, redesigned, and reinvented. I am really excited to share about everything we have worked on over the past few years and can't wait for the team to talk about what you should expect in 2023. So, welcome to Access Live. Today, you will be hearing from several of the team members who have helped develop this event. I'm Carrie Langerman. I am the Vice President of Meetings and Events. I am overseeing the full Access Live, but any questions you have about the show, the overall show, please direct them to me and I'll let the rest of my team introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Lisa Koenig, and I am the Director of Meetings and Events, and I work very closely with Carrie. I will be responsible for a lot of Access Live, general questions, some of the activation areas, networking opportunities throughout the event, and also really very excited personally about our new sustainability initiative. So we'll talk a little bit about that later.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole Anderson, and I will be your main point of contact for exhibit and suite sales, as well as sponsorship opportunities.
And hi, everyone. I'm Emily Magrum. I'm our Senior Manager for Marketing Communications. I am responsible for marketing and creative for the show, as well as some media and influencer opportunities and our hub activations, which I'm excited to touch more on later today.
As I mentioned, we're going to talk about Access Live throughout our presentation today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the Q&A box. We would be happy to answer them as we go and at the very end of the webinar. So Access Live, what is it? It is access to the right people, access to skills and knowledge, media and influencers, and so much more. We have done a lot of work to build in various opportunities for all tiers of the industry, all participants at different levels within their companies to find value at our show and create their own journey. The vision for our show is simple: the premier industry event for access and discovery. This is where we want you to come, any industry member, to come and find access to new brands, to products, to people, and discover what is new and exciting in our industry. As I briefly mentioned, we are open to all three tiers. We're really excited to be adding retailers this year in 2023. Retailers have never been invited to attend our show before. This will be the first time retailers can register. And as we've been talking to them, they are excited to get the chance to meet with all of our exhibitors, suite holders, and wholesalers. So at our show, you will find wholesalers from around the country, producers from all over the world, solution providers, including technologies, bottle manufacturers, any service providers, and now retailers. Now I'd like to walk you through a little bit of what our show will look like. Our show this year kicks off on Sunday, April 2nd, late afternoon, with an opening general session. During this general session, everyone will get to hear from Tom Cole, our board chairman, as well as our new president and CEO, Francis Creighton. We will also be handing out 2 new awards, which we're very excited about, that are focused around sustainability. We'll have a sustainability award for retailers as well as for suppliers. Following the opening general session, we'll go right into our opening night reception, which is now called Celebrate Live. Celebrate Live will take place in the atrium of Gaylord Palms. Our show is now being held at Gaylord Palms, which is a new venue for us. It is in the Orlando area. This opening night event will be a really great way to reconnect with your friends from the industry and meet new peers. It will take place throughout the atrium with a lot of different areas to walk around and see different product and have different experiences. Now I'll let Nicole talk a little bit about what the show floor should look like.
All right, so I'm so excited to share with you our exhibit hall, which is now known as Access HQ. This will be the headquarters of the show, where we've created a lot of excitement and energy. One of the biggest changes for 2023 is that the exhibit hall will no longer be in 2 different ballrooms on multiple floors. This will all be under one roof, which is really great. It creates a better discovery experience and a more efficient buy-sell experience for everyone. A couple of other things I want to point out before we look at the floor plan. Overall, there will be 300 exhibit spaces and 20 perimeter suites around the exhibit hall. And we are going to test out some neighborhoods of like suppliers. For example, we will have a sustainability neighborhood, and then we will also have a functional or lifestyle neighborhood. So if you fit within those categories and you're interested in being a part of that neighborhood, please reach out to us. And if you're looking to create your own neighborhood, happy to talk about those opportunities as well. Let's move on and look at the floor plan. So this is a visual of the exhibit hall floor plan. This is what you would see as you register for Access Live. Access HQ, the headquarters. Around the perimeter are those HQ suites that I mentioned in blue, if you're looking for a more private experience. The other squares located here, these are all the standard 10 by 10 booths that you can choose. If you're interested in having a larger presence, wanting a 10 by 20, a 10 by 30, or a 20 by 20 pavilion, that's certainly an option as well. In the middle of Access HQ is the hub. And this is a really, really exciting new feature of Access Live that creates just a lot of additional value for our exhibitors. And Emily is going to talk more about that later. So you definitely want to listen into that. To the left of the hub is HQ Connect. This is a WSWA networking activation space where we will be putting on different networking opportunities, whether we are highlighting our best in show wine and spirit tasting competition winners, our brand battle contenders and doing a tasting for them. This is also an opportunity for you all to get more brand exposure if you were interested in doing some kind of tasting or demonstration or networking activation. There's a certain number of sponsorship opportunities available here, and I think that those are going to be very popular. So if you're interested, let us know. We can talk about the different opportunities there. In the back of the exhibit hall is the live stage. So this is also new for 2023. It's a space where we'll be putting on TED Talk style presentations, and you'll be able to hear from wholesale thought leaders, top level sponsors, and we strategically place that in the back of the exhibit hall to really drive that foot traffic and create more energy in this space. There's also an innovation pavilion. So in the innovation pavilion, we have starter booths, and this is really aimed to provide access to the show for those newer brands that are either less than 2 years old or distributed in less than 5 states. We really want to provide an opportunity for those newer brands that may not have a large budget to attend the show, but really want to get a flavor of, the opportunities here. So we're really excited about this innovation pavilion. We have 16 spaces available. So if you fit within that criteria, you're interested in that space, please reach out right away. And then finally, I'd like to highlight the area you see here in green on the right. That is the WSWA Access Craft Alley. We've created this space to highlight the WSWA Access Craft Initiative. Our advisory board members will have space within the alley, and then we'll have a WSWA booth as well, where we will be handing out our distribution playbook on how to get to market. So you'll definitely want to stop by there if you have time to get away from being behind your booth. Next slide. So let's talk about suites. In the past, if you've been to our show before, you're probably familiar with the traditional suites and the lower level suites. Moving forward, we will no longer have those traditional suites that were located on the guest room floors. With less time spent in those suites, we are directing more traffic to the show floor, and we feel that's going to create a better satisfaction and delivery to the entire ecosystem. So without those traditional suites, we've created those HQ suites on the exhibit hall floor that I mentioned before, and we will still have those lower level suites. They're now known as Main Street suites. There's a variety of sizes and options available. Some are in more high traffic areas and some are more private and off the beaten path. They start at around 600 square feet and go up from there. So we think that there's a lot of flexibility and options for anyone who's interested in a suite. And I will, oh yes, so let's talk about some sponsorship opportunities. We spent a lot of time building out a robust sponsorship prospectus. There's a variety of options at different price points to fit anybody's budget. So if you're really looking to get more brand exposure and stand out from the crowd, you'll definitely want to take a look at some of these sponsorship opportunities. As I mentioned before, we have those meetups in HQ Connect inside the exhibit hall. You could also sponsor a food and beverage break right next to your exhibit booth. That's also going to drive a lot of foot traffic to you. We have other opportunities like the 3 new lounges that we have. We have a welcome lounge, a wholesaler VIP lounge, as well as a wellness lounge. Those are all sponsorship opportunities. And we also like to take this time to thank our sponsors that have already committed to supporting the 2023 Access Live, the Tasting Panel Magazine and the Psalm Journal, Women of the Vine and Spirits, Kaloa Rum, and Casa Maestri. And now I will turn it over to Emily to talk more about the hub.
Thanks, Nicole. So the hub is really a kind of nucleus of the exhibit hall, and it is comprised of 4 activations that really serve to be access points to strengthening your brand. So I'm just going to run through those kind of 4 components of it. We will have a mixology workshop, which is kind of like a test kitchen, but for mixology, where we will have trends, demos, and sessions being led throughout the show. So you can kind of see what's trending in vodka, what's trending in whiskey, ways to kind of strengthen your on-premise. There will be an opportunity for brands to opt into a one-on-one session with a mixologist to create a custom cocktail for their brand. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Another component of the hub is a media lounge. This will just be a nice kind of gathering place for media to bring in brands, maybe podcast interviews, get to know, brands better and kind of keep them on the show floor, keep them, seeing all of the great, exciting new things that are happening. Another thing is our content lab. Our content lab is going to be basically a station for videography and photography for your products. So there'll be really, really cool sets where you can get really, really high quality photo and video of your product to share on social, use in really any capacity that you guys would like. And then lastly, our brand building bar. The way I like to explain the brand building bar is kind of like an Apple Genius bar. When you have a problem with, say, your laptop or your iPhone, you'll go into the Genius bar, sit down one-on-one with an expert, and they will kind of help you resolve your problem. This is really the concept of the brand building bar. We will have wholesale advisors that will be having one-on-one sessions with brands. This is not a selling opportunity. This is really a time to get advice from a wholesaler or industry expert. So anything from, maybe strengthening your point of sale strategy to, breaking into a new market to line extensions, you name it. We'll be providing more info on that in the coming months. So we're really excited about the hub. Next slide.
Hey, Emily, before we move on, we have a question. Do you need mixologists for workshops at the hub? Do you want to talk a little bit about the mixologists?
Yeah, sure. So we are primarily going to have wholesaler mixologists leading sessions, as well as some industry mixologists. If you have one that you work with, please feel free to send their info to us. We'd love to get more people into the workshop. and create new sessions. So please reach out if you have ideas. So the main and live stage, we will have 2 stages throughout the show. Our main stage will be where we will be holding our general sessions, keynotes, brand battle championship. That's something that you guys or anybody that's been to our show will recognize. We are really excited. We will probably have a keynote announcement in the next couple of weeks. So keep your eyes stay tuned for that. And then also one thing that we're excited about are we will have on Tuesday of our show, we will have an industry trends breakfast, a DE&I luncheon sponsored by Women of the Vine and Spirits, and industry awards program. As Nicole mentioned, we also have a new stage, which is called our live stage, that is inside of our exhibit hall. This is where we'll have TED style presentations. We'll have about 5 to 6 of those a day that range about 20 to 30 minutes. These will be kind of bite-sized sessions that will cover hot topics. We'll have key sponsor presentations, as well as industry thought leaders talking about a number of relevant topics.
Emily, can I just add here, during our Tuesday sessions, the breakfast, the DE&I lunch, which will be the Deloitte presentation that Women in the Vine and Spirits is promoting, those are, you have to register for those in advance. It's included in your registration fee, but please sign up in advance. It is limited seating and not, once we fill it, it is full.
Brand Battle. So many of you know and love Brand Battle. We have taken the best components of our virtual Brand Battle that happened in 2021 and merged it with what we have done in the past. So this year we will have 8 virtual category sessions leading up to the show. So we will have one for, vodka gin. We will have another for whiskey, modifiers, ready to drink, many others. Those brands will go head to head with each other in a virtual format before a panel of wholesaler judges. And then we will have the championship at our show on Monday, April 3rd, in front of all attendees. So we're really excited about this. Brand Battle registration is now open. You'll receive a link for that at the end of this presentation. So we encourage, if you meet the criteria to apply, we encourage you all to do so. This is a great way to get additional wholesaler eyes on your product, as well as really, really valuable kind of insights and advice for your go-to-market strategy. One thing I want to kind of touch on here is that Brand Battle is a pitch competition. It is centered around, your branding and go-to-market strategy. The next slide I will cover, next slide, Carrie, is our tasting competition. So our tasting competition is a blind competition. We've done it many years in the past. We are bringing it back. We are really excited. This year it will be sponsored again by the Tasting Panel Magazine and Somm Journal. The biggest change here that we're really excited about is, rather than having the tasting competition happen while the show is going on and not having the awards available until the last day, we will be hosting this competition 2 days before the show begins. So all awards will have been given at the start of the show. That's something that you really can promote while you're at the show and draw up additional interest. We will be having a best in show tasting in our HQ Connect, which is just another really great way to get your product in front of the right eyes. As we've mentioned, we have a lot of changes, and with all those changes, we are leaning into more modern technology and just better solutions all around. A couple key things that I want to point out for our kind of new modern elements of technology are matchmaking system, which we've never had in the past. So in the coming months, I believe, Carrie, correct me if I'm wrong, it'll be January, February timeframe when this opens up. Yes?
Yes, correct.
So we will have matchmaking open up in the new year, where there will be a questionnaire that all attendees fill out, all registrants fill out during the registration process. And then our technology will match you up with different business partners that could be great fits. You'll be able to control when you have your meeting, if you accept the meeting. But we think this will be a great way to really discover new potential products or solutions or partners and be able to meet on that. Another really great thing that we are implementing is a digital asset management system. This is a new platform that we're bringing on board to better facilitate getting all of the great content that you will be generating in the hub into your hands. So this is going to be a great system to pull down the really, really great high-res images of your products that are taken at the show in real time so that you can use them for social, use them however you'd like, and then revisit after the show.
I'll jump in here now. Thank you, Emily. Our new property, Gaylord Palms, really lends itself to some terrific networking areas, both indoors and outdoors. We call this our spontaneous networking areas because they're intended to be a place for people to get out of the exhibit hall or some more formalized meetings. We'll be creating what we call activation spaces, comfortable and unique areas to gather with colleagues, interact with peers, recharge, share ideas outside of the exhibit hall. We're very excited to build some sponsorships around these areas and promote the locations, like I said, to relax, connect, recharge in open and comfortable spaces close to the exhibit hall, but just a little bit of a respite. Next slide. Another big push for us for Access Live 2023 and beyond is building in time for health and wellness. I think we can all agree that in conventions past, you come out of there exhausted, dehydrated, and feel like you've been walking a million miles. So based on some of our research, the majority of our members and attendees absolutely have a primary focus in their daily lives on well-being. So at Access Live, we're going to focus on helping our attendees stay balanced and healthy. And we have some activations lined up already, such as the Access Live 5K, yoga by the pool, HIIT workouts, wellness lounges featuring relaxation stations, maybe massage chairs, water stations throughout. Again, promoting some of our sustainability, less plastic, all of that. We might even do an IV station and then healthy breaks and meal options throughout the days that we're there. Sustainability. I'm personally really excited about this. This is a priority for so many of us in our personal lives and professional endeavors. And WSWA really wants to lean into every aspect of this that we can, and especially with Access Live. As Emily mentioned, we're going to have a lot of technology efforts in place that are going to help reduce some of our paper so we won't have your buyer's guide or some of the programs that are all printed. We're going to eliminate registration bags, no plastic water bottles. We're going to have a sustainability neighborhood in Access HQ and a lot of sustainable sponsorship opportunities. I think if we can lean on you all that are participating and joining us, if your business supports some sustainability areas, please reach out to me or anyone on our team because we'd love to hear about it and incorporate that into Access Live.
And as I have mentioned, we're really excited that we have more awards and more recognition for all three tiers this year. There will be recognition during each of our sessions on the main stage. Starting with Sunday, we'll recognize the sustainability efforts. Monday morning during our general session, where we'll have a keynote speaker, we will also recognize the Lifetime Leadership Award recipient, as well as a new award, the Ray Herman Hero Award, which is being sponsored by Breakthrough Beverage. And then on Tuesday, before our closing night event, which is new, we've never had a closing night event before, we are doing another awards recognition for suppliers, for the Hot New Now Award. We're going to do a Wholesalers Rising Stars Award. Of course, we've got our Brand Battle Championship. We have a new award called the Industry Icon Award, and so much more. So we're so excited to be able to recognize all of the tiers at this show next year. And as I mentioned, For the first time ever, we're wrapping up our show with a closing night event. It's called Ovation Live. It's on Tuesday, April 4th. This will be a great way to end your show. It'll be in the evening in the outdoor space of Gaylord Palms. We'll have a band, a lot of networking. It's going to be a peak experience that will leave everyone really excited to see what happens in 2024. So here is an overview of our agenda. The full detailed agenda is on our website, which the website will be dropped in our chat box momentarily. As was mentioned, the wine and spirits tasting competition is going to take place before the show opens. It'll take place Saturday, April 1, and we will have some large exhibit and suite exhibit set up during that time as well. Sunday, April 2 is really when the main exhibit and suite setup takes place. Registration will be open. We'll have a retailer welcome seminar, the WLC reception, a media and brand battle reception. This is new. If you are a brand battle champion from past years or contenders from 2021 or 2023, you will be invited to a reception that is with media. Then we will go into our opening general session, followed by the opening night reception, Celebrate Live. Monday, April 3rd, we'll kick off with health and wellness activities. We will then have a main stage session. That's our general session with a keynote speaker and awards. We will have different meetups going on in the Access HQ. Exhibits and suites will be open. Match meetings will be occurring. Content on our live stage, our TED Talk stage will be going on throughout the day, as well as activities within the hub. We'll have the Hop Brands Awards program, which Schenken sponsors. And then the Brand Battle Championship will be Monday, April 3rd, late afternoon, and immediately go into taste. Tuesday, April 4th, again, we'll start with health and wellness activities. We'll have a trends breakfast. Again, you have to sign up during your registration to attend that. Exhibits and suites will be opened. Again, meetings, content will occur throughout the day. We will have roundtable luncheons, and later that afternoon, we'll wrap with a awards program recognizing all 3 tiers and Ovation Live, our closing night reception. Everyone is then going to be able to leave on Wednesday, April 5th. We have a grab and go breakfast for those that want to take off in the morning. Or if you want to learn about 2024, we will be doing a pre-sale presentation and breakfast. You'll get a chance to see what the plans are for 2024 and select your space early. And exciting news, we have the next 5 years worth of dates locked in. The big change, 2 big changes are, after 2023, we are moving up earlier in the year. Our show will take place late January, early February from 2024 on. Our hope is that brands will be able to do more effective brand launches, product launches at our show earlier in the year. And we will also be rotating around the country. We will no longer just be between Orlando and Las Vegas. We will go from Gaylord Palms in 2023 to the Forum by Caesars Palace. The Forum is their new space. It's not the Caesars Palace we have been at in the past. It's a great new flexible convention center. So we will be there in 2024. We will be in Gaylord Rockies in 25, back to the Forum in 26, and in 2027, we'll be at the Gaylord Texan. So at this point, if you have any questions, please drop them in the Q&A box or the chat box. We'd be happy to answer. We have had a few questions come in about what type of retailers are we targeting? Will lists be available? We are targeting national retailers as well as local regional. So we have been starting conversations with buyers from Disney, Walmart. I know the Florida ABC is already committed to attending. We are really talking to a lot of different chains as well as local regional. And yes, the list will be available to those that are registered exhibitors and suite holders. The list will be available in January, February next year. The registration is opening today, so we want to give you a comprehensive list. Nicole, this one's for you. Are the Innovation Pavilion booths 10 feet?
No, that is a great question. They are 4-foot bar height tables offered at a discounted rate at $2,000, which is a huge discount from our standard 10 by 10 booths.
Thank you. We have a question about the wholesaler mixologist competition. We are no longer having the wholesaler mixologist competition. Instead, we would like to use our wholesaler mixologist in the hub at the mixology bar. We'd really love to utilize all of your skills and be able to promote them. One of the big initiatives or pushes we're doing this year, in addition to showcasing everything in all these different areas, is we will also be broadcasting it throughout the convention center. So if you have a suite or if you want to watch what's going on from your room, any of the activities that are going on the live stage, the main stage, or in the hub, that will be available to watch streaming within the convention center. We will not be streaming it outside of the convention center. Is there a link for the web page or registration? Yes, there is. It has been dropped in the chat box.
Carrie, real fast, the links have been dropped in the chat, as well as this, the recording of today's presentation, as well as all of the links that anybody could ask for will be sent to all registrants of today's program this afternoon. So keep your eyes peeled on your email for that.
We've received a few questions about awards and applying for them. All of that information will be on our website within about the next week or so. The criteria is just being finalized and it will be available. You'll be able to submit your applications through our website. What are the participation fees and conditions? The fees and conditions, it all varies depending on how you would like to participate. I would say reach out to Nicole Anderson to get more specific answers and figure out the best way to participate. Let's see, chat box. I think, does anyone have any other questions? Nicole's email, as you ask. Here are all of our emails and contacts for those of us that are handling different aspects of the show. If you have any questions for any of us, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're happy to answer any of them. There are certainly, to answer a little bit about the price points, if you are an associate member or a wholesaler member, those prices are different than non-members. So if you are interested in joining as a member or an associate member, please let us know. Bob Wiggins, who will send out his information as well, will be happy to answer any of those questions. The link that was posted for registration, was that for exhibitors and attendees? That is a question. You can register, you can click on the Access Live website and be able to get to either registration. Are there any other questions that we can answer? I think that is all. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We are really excited about our show next year. We've received a lot of feedback and really tried to incorporate a lot of solutions to challenges that many have faced in the past. So we look forward to seeing you in April, and we hope to hear from you soon.